everybody, I'm back. It's Vanessa for another episode of Eat Saigon. And today I wanted to create something that is typically a normal everyday dish, but I wanted to just elevate it just a little bit. Everybody always has instant ramen in their cupboard, and I'm just so tired of just boiling the noodles, putting the packet of seasoning in. So today I decided, let me just go into my kitchen, look in my fridge, and see what I can put together. And I decided miso ball. Now beef is something that goes really well with stir-fried noodles. The veggies here, I just pulled together a few different things that I had in my refrigerator, and I have the seasonings ready. So let's get started on making miso ball. So for the miso ball, of course you're going to need instant noodles. So I took 2 bags of noodles, and that's going to be about 150, 160 grams of noodles. Beef, typically for miso, you want to use a beef flank. It has just the right amount of fattiness, lean beef, and with that, that's about 100 to 125 grams. As far as veggies, you could pretty much put everything in there. In the past, I've put broccoli, but today I wanted to put cabbage. I have some carrots in here, chives, because chives really make miso ball tasty, and then of course, white onions. The chili here, as you guys know from the last episode, I really love spicy food, so this comes at the very end. As far as the seasoning goes, a little bit of salt, so I'm going to throw in about a pinch of that. Cilantro, because the fresh herbs, the aromatics, that really brings all of the flavors together, so that's going to come at the very end. I'm going to put in a little bit of sugar. So typically when I start putting everything together, I'll taste it and then I'll add in maybe about a teaspoon of sugar. As far as the sauces go, I have here about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. I have about half a tablespoon of fish sauce, and I have a little bit of soy sauce in there. Garlic and green onions. Now I know I'm going to put in some chives, but I like to just put a little bit of the garlic, the green onions, the chives, because I really think it just blends everything well together. And then I have some vegetable oil to stir everything up. Now to start, I am going to just boil the noodles, get that going, and then take that out, drain it, and then start on the stir fry. We'll let the pot warm up, get that to boiling temperature, throw in the noodles, then we'll drain that, rinse it under cold water so that the noodles don't overcook. And then while we're doing that, then we'll start on the beef and the vegetables. It looks like the water is nice and boiling. We're going to dump in the noodles. As far as instant noodles go, you can use just about any brand. I chose Indomie just because I typically like to have that on hand. Alright, so now that the noodles are done, we're going to get started on the beef. So I have my pan going, it's heating up, and I'm going to put in just a little bit of the vegetable oil. Not too much because we want to save that for the rest of the stir fry. Okay. Now we're going to throw in the beef. The great thing about beef is that it cooks really quickly. It tastes great with rice, with noodles, and soups. So I always like to have a good piece of beef flank in my freezer. So this is the marinade that is soy sauce, oyster sauce, and fish sauce. I'm going to put just a little bit in here, just to season the beef up. But we're not going to use all of it just because we're going to put the rest of that into the stir fry. And throw in a little bit of the pepper. What you'll see as a common theme is that with the dishes that I'm creating, they're really easy to find, not just in your local supermarkets, but these are just leftovers that you can have at home, things that you have readily available, and you can make a quick meal out of it. So now that that is just about done, I left it a little bit pink, just because we're going to throw it back into the pan afterwards. But I'm going to set that aside here. Get the pan nice and hot again, and then we're going to start on the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to put in about another tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of the chopped garlic. Add in onions. Going to add in just a little bit of the green onions. We're going to use the rest to garnish the dish afterwards. Just saute that a little bit. Carrots. I'm going to add in the cabbage and then the chives. Sauteing really nicely. Adding in a little bit more of the marinade, not all of it because we're going to save the rest for the very end. Now I'm going to throw the beef back in there so that it sautés with the vegetables. Then I'm going to add in the noodles. And just to give it a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of brown sugar, and then the rest of the marinade. Sometimes a little bit of the sauce is in there, so I just use the noodles and scrape that out. Makes it easier. Kitchen hack. In a little bit more of the black pepper. For me, I know everything is done when the carrots and the onions have that nice sort of translucent cover to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on a plate, and then I would love to share with you how everything tastes. So now that I'm done with the miso, I'm about to dig in, but I just wanted to remind you guys that you can take just about anything out of your fridge and your cupboard and throw together miso. And it doesn't even have to be miso beef. In the past, I've done vegetarian where it's just strictly vegetables, cabbage, chives, carrots. I've thrown in broccoli. And then if you want to add in tofu, you can. And then for meats, you could do just about anything. Chicken, pork, beef in this case. I've thrown in shrimp in the past. And all of this only costs $2. So 50K dong, I mean, you can't beat that. So now that this is done, I mean, it smells amazing. I am going to sit down and eat before I die of hunger. So now that the miso ball is done, I am ready to chow down. I have some soy sauce in here, and I'm going to just add a little bit on top. Not too much though, because I've already seasoned the noodles with the marinade. Dig in. everything's really tasty. So the meat, it's perfectly cooked. It's not well done, so it's not chewy. That's why I like to get a nice medium consistency. The vegetables, the crunchiness of the carrots, the cabbage, the onions, it just really blends well with the noodles. And then with the noodles, I didn't cook it too long. I had it done al dente, and that's just personal preference. For me, I feel that when noodles are al dente, when you stir fry it, then it doesn't get too mushy. And then I just really like that medium flavor with everything, whether it comes to meat or noodles. Can you believe this whole plate of food costs only $2? That's the beauty with Vietnamese cuisine, is that there's a lot of local flavors, a lot of vegetables that you can throw together with different proteins, with rice, with noodles, and it just really creates a very delicious, simple dish. Everybody, so that is it for today. If you like what you saw, once again, like, subscribe, tell your friends, your family, leave comments. I really appreciate feedback, and I'd love to hear what I should be doing or what dishes you'd like to see me make. If you want to hear me tell funny jokes, I'm good at that as well. So just go ahead and leave any comment that you like, and I look forward to seeing you for the next episode. Thanks.